Hello, once again. Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports. This is an early edition today. Why? Because this is stemless reckoning. You know what I'm saying? The revelation is upon us, y'all. A lot of us was blessed with a small amount, not something too huge, not something too big, but we was blessed today to look at our account and find out that we had extra money. Not just for ourselves, but for our family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's an increase in what we experienced, last time. But through everything, just looking back at it, the riots. We're talking about across 50 states. The riots over George Floyd being killed by Derek Chauvin. Then we had the situation with everything else that was taking place within 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. We had the pandemic come in and just really take certain people off the scale as far as the life savings and what they work for so long. You know what I'm saying? There's people that lost their life savings and earnings, putting it in the business and all that. And the pandemic, somewhat during the riots, people lost businesses, and then during the pandemic, people had to close their doors. That's just what it was. But I want to submit this to you all. You know what I'm saying? Bless somebody. Don't be so selfish. I wouldn't be telling you something if I ain't do it myself. Bless somebody. I know it's cliche, blessings upon blessings, but you can't allow it to be that way. You have to bless someone that wasn't expecting you to bless them. You know what I'm saying? I put the WCS stimulus relief up there. If you choose to bless the channel, then cool. But know that I'm blessing other channels too that I support. I think it's only right. You know what I'm saying? I think it's only right. Now everybody, annual income or whatever, and your financial situation is different. I get it, man. I truly do. But something I always believed in. Like if you at a point where you can, then why not? Because I always believe if you are in a position to bless someone, you yourself would then receive blessings too. That's just real life. I truly believe that. And I've stuck by it. Salute to everyone that's in the live chat, man. That's putting up the WCS early edition. I want to salute everyone who was able to get their relief, and those of you that needed it big time. That help you out in a way that it's going to catch you up and provide you some extra needed, a little gap, a little relief from that debt tension. Put food on your table. I mean, it's just a good day for a lot of people. I know when I crack that door open and go out to the streets this Wednesday, it's going to be a different type of hump day. You know what I'm saying? People waking up right now, they got stimulus in their motherfucking account. That morning love is just a little bit different. Your girl, like, she happy. The affection is just a little bit different, more intense, more special, much more energy put into it. You got 1,400 for the kids. Shoot, the kids don't know. You know what I'm saying? Unless they old enough to know. Your kid walk in your room and say, when you gonna transfer that stimulus over? Because I heard we supposed to get stimulus, and so for when you gonna transfer that over to my account? See, if your kid come in there and tell you some shit like that, obviously you've been talking too loud. And your kid know entirely too much, especially if they're not 18 years old. You know what I'm saying? If they're not 18 years old and they coming up in your room, pulling up and say, hey, I'm not trying to start no shit this morning, Pops, but I heard 1,400, you know what I'm saying? Me and my friends was talking about it, and they told me they plan on going out to the mall after school. Where my 14 at? See, if you don't have that 14, we got some problems. We got some serious problems. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what we looking like? I need my money now. And, don't look over there, mom. Where's the money? Because all my friends are talking about 1,400. Do you know how much 1,400 is gonna do for me at this age? It's getting summertime too. I need to go to Foot Locker. You know what I'm saying? I need to go get me some new gear. Just think about this, right? Just think about all the things. I want y'all to tell me just one or two things that you think is going to happen with you or somebody close to you that's going to involve this stimulus relief. I just want to hear what you got to say. The brotherhood in the building. What's good, man? Salute to you. What's good with you, man? Brotherhood, the first one in the chat, man. Man, what's your cash app, brotherhood? Put your cash app in the live chat. He the first one. He's the first one in the live. So, if I talk it, I definitely walk it. You know what I'm saying? Put your cash app in there, man. What's good, everyone? Salute. Hopefully everyone is doing great. I just want to hear what some of y'all gonna do with your relief, man. What's popping? How y'all gonna take care this week, man? This is gonna be one of the most brightest weeks we had in a long ass time because it's been dark for a while, y'all. I'm serious, man. We've been waiting for Biden to take office. Finally, he took office, bro, and then he started changing and approving all these packages. And one of the packages that us, the citizens was waiting on, this was one of them to see if we would be able to have some type of relief with this stimulus. And it ended up being that way. Now, initially when they gave these numbers, I was like, hell no, they're not gonna give us that much. Not our kids and us. Come to find out that shit was true. You know what I'm saying? That shit was real life, dog. So, I mean, not everybody talk that shit and own up to it. But, man, I'm a man of my word. I came on here early and I didn't say anything, but, I was waiting on the first person to pop up in here so I can get my blessings out the way. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe in. Real talk. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hopefully everyone is doing good. I just wanna are you below, bro? You below, right? Just put a Y in on that. You below, right? Just want to make sure I got the right one. Let me see. Hold on a second. Hold up. Hold up. I gotta make sure. I think I got it right now. So if you pulling up, stop in the live chat and let me know what you got popping today. What you gonna do for your girl? What you got going on? I want to know. I ain't being nosy. I'm just trying to let you know that you should bless somebody because it's been a rough time, you know what I'm saying? It's been a rough time for a lot of us. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie to you. Yeah, we can talk about boxing all day, but the real ones is what they is. There you go, brotherhood. Appreciate you pulling up first in the live chat, man. Keep on talking that boxing, but today it's about what you gonna do with the blessings that you receive this week. I don't like telling people what I'm gonna do. I just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just get it done. So, you know, if you going to work this morning, pull up to the live chat, let me know what's going on, what's good with you. Deshaun Thompson, what's good? That's what's up, brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being the first one pulling up to the live chat, man. I'm good. You know, hope you good for the rest of the time. Y'all enjoy whatever. You know what I'm saying? Deshaun, what's good? What's up, WCS? Well, with my stimulus today, I'm giving me a Honda Accord Sport. Okay. Okay, speak a little bit on that. So you're getting a Honda Accord Sport. I know a little bit about, vehicles when it comes to, I know, I won't say back in the day because I was never into sports cars like that, but I was into running bikes. So therefore, Honda Accord Sport. What's up with the sport? Why it brings attraction to you to spend your stimulus on it? You know what I'm saying? You've been looking at this car for a minute. You know what we sitting at? 4, 6 cylinders. It got to be 6 cylinders, bro. You can't be getting a Honda Accord Sport and you sitting on 4 cylinders, man. You cut the AC on. It's almost like you running. That shit got 2 gerbils and 3 turtle shells up in that motherfucker. What we talking about? Does it have a special system? Does it leave you room for modifications to the engine? What? Because I know a lot of cats like that Honda Accord with the VTEC in there and so forth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what's special about that? Kyle, what's good? Buying a used SUV around 5,000. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Buying transportation. Transportation. That's what I'm talking about. This is a lot of money to some people, man. You know what I'm saying? It allows you to purchase some shit you might not have been able to purchase during this pandemic. Real talk. A lot of people were struggling. I mean, struggling to scraping the bottom because when you take away not only our our occupation, but if you also take away an alternative for us to make a living, then it becomes just a whole nother life to bear. You know what I'm saying? Like when we shut down during the pandemic, we was on restriction. Where was the relief? I hope this is something the US takes into consideration when they start shutting shit down for virus and stuff, because this won't be the last one. But I'm just saying, like right now, we went through a process where we didn't have no options. The stores are closed. We don't have no way of getting income. Yeah, they allowed a little bit of extra unemployment. It was like 40 million on unemployment, right? Then you turn around, time you see daylight, they wanna decrease the unemployment. You can't do that, man. There's people still out here struggling with their mortgages, their car payments. You know what I'm saying? They behind on their bills. They gotta feed their family. All that shit. All that shit, man. You don't want to tell your kid. You know what I'm saying? Look at the people who had to deal with their children being home and virtual learning. Just think about the ones who had these older kids that's old and that's old enough to do for themselves. How much more food they ate up in the house. How many other problems that went along with, you know, more shit you have to buy when your parents are out of work. They got to find a way to make a living. A lot of people started an online business and try to make money during this pandemic. It might have took them a couple of months to even get started, to even bring in revenue. Real talk. I mean, a lot of people suffered. That shit was crazy. Kyle said the government is giving money to us poor people. Well, I don't know if it's poor people or not. Like, you have to look at what was provided. Where do we have to go when the pandemic hit and we was on lockdown? It wasn't like we could just go out there and get a job. Like, the shit was shut down. The government should have had a stimulus plan already in place for times like this. It seems like we was playing catch up. Like, for a minute, no one had any type of relief except Social Security. I mean, except unemployment. They had no relief. You have to go file for unemployment, and then the government is saying, like, well, you have individuals out here making more unemployment than they was actually making while they was working. So what? So what? Because you look at it this way, it's a lot more that's added on to their daily expenses than they had to deal with before this pandemic. So it never should have been a big deal to decrease decrease unemployment for the citizen, just because some people were refusing to go back to work right away. That's just the way it goes. That's just a lesson we learned. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot more they had going on that they're dealing with too. It wasn't like they was just stacking away money. Some people was, but a lot of them wasn't. Yes, Social Security, kind of had some people living a little bit decent, a little older crew. It's cool if you was, getting disability, whatever, you get Social Security, whatever. But the ones that was getting unemployment, so be it if they was making more than what they made when they was employed. Kudos. The government shouldn't hurry up and decrease it for everybody. We need to get money back into the economy, and this is one way to do it. When you're saying you're going to give the adults $1,400 if they up under a certain pay scale, I don't consider us poor. I consider us in a place where you rate it. You're doing enough in your life to support yourself and whoever else. And then circumstances unbeknownst to you, you have a pandemic that pretty much restricts that. Then guess what? I can give a damn if they giving to poor people or not. It's good they restricted it to certain annual income numbers. Good. Hell yeah, for sure. It's 6 and it's got 2 buttons on it: eco mod to save gas and sports mod to change the car performance to more like a sports car. I've been looking at this since like Thanksgiving. Oh, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Okay. I knew it had to be some type of option on there for performance purposes. I got you. Those of you that's pulling up, man, let me know 1 or 2 things you plan on doing with your stimulus, man. You don't have to get all in detail about it, but I do want you to bless somebody. Real talk. Even if you think they need it or not. I'm not going to ask you if you need it. It's just the fact that it's out there. Seriously. If you're blessing somebody, you don't have to, have them give you a tutorial and break down, have them say, okay, I want you to give me a screenshot of all your bills. I want you to goddamn and give me a screenshot of your goddamn deposits and withdrawals from your bank account. No, if it's somebody that you need to bless, go ahead and bless them, man. It don't matter if it's $5. Help them motherfuckers out. You get it in return. But I like that, man. The sports cars, to have the options. I was never into a big sport car fan. My cars I did like the 6 and the 8s though. I think only one time when I was a teenager, I had a 4-cylinder. And then I went from a 4-cylinder up to a 6 and an 8. And more so 8, even though it burn more gas. I just know I like to goddamn press that motherfucker when the AC is on. This shit get up. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I want to goddamn get somewhere from A to B expeditiously. You know, I used to put like little chips in there and shit like that. But besides that, we good. Hope it work out for you. Cal say unemployment is going to get an extra 600. Yeah, man. Everybody's getting that money on unemployment. It's not up to me to go around like some people I talk to. Man, they just got so much negative to say. They always in other people's business. You know, they sit up there and act like motherfucker can't have an extra dollar. Unemployment needs to be straight cut dry across the board. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn. You selfish than a motherfucker. Like, why are you worrying about certain people? Man, I know they didn't do that. Like, they didn't make that much money when they was working. So fucking what, dog? They have enough money to buy weed. So what? Why are you fucking worry about it? Damn. You know how many people smoking weed this morning? Hey, it's a lot of high motherfuckers this morning. They celebrate. Man, we was just in turmoil. Last year was wicked, bro. Last year was absolutely dark. This motherfucker had a casted cloud over us so thick. Motherfuckers didn't know if they was coming or going or not. I mean, it was fucked up. People lost their lives. You know, people lost relatives to COVID-19. People lost their houses, cars. You know, people was in a real dark place and still is. We're still trying to recover. Thank God, you know, the presidents turned out, because who would have known if we weren't able to get someone else in here, someone else that's able to put the ink to paper to provide this relief for us, to push for this. Just imagine. I wouldn't even be doing this live right now. Shit. I just know some happy people this morning. They're looking at numbers in their account. They say, oh man, I feel good. I know some of y'all going out to eat today, even though you probably usually go on Fridays and Saturdays and shit. Some of y'all going out here on Wednesday. Man, don't ball out too hard. You know what I'm saying? Don't put a lot of it on your feet. Don't sit up here and check into eBay and pick up some sneaks that you've been looking at. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting these vintage motherfuckers right here. All I'm doing is hitting buy now. Let me find my size. I'm hitting buy now. God damn it. Right here now. Buy now. I ain't waiting. I got the funds. The Sean say 6 cylinders. The next 3 generations of children is going to be paying for this debt. Yes, man. Hey, you know, Cal, we can't worry about that, because the only thing I tell mine, I'm doing everything to prepare you right now for what you're gonna have to do in the future. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have that shovel out, your mental shovel, and dig through all this clutter and confusion that's going on right here, right now. This is not the only time we're gonna experience what we did in 2020. It's gonna come again. It might not come as quick. It may take 6 years, 7. Who knows? But I'm telling you, we shouldn't be caught off guard like we was last year. And the citizens was just left out there. No recourse, nowhere to turn. Didn't know how the fuck they was going to get their next meal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was just bad all the way around, bro. That's all I'm saying. America will always be in debt. Absolutely. We will always be in debt. The U.S. will always be in debt. That goes without saying. Always. I mean, we just have too much going on. And I could have sworn I heard someone, I saw an article, I read a news article that someone was complaining about border crossings. They're going back to that shit again. You remember when Trump was busy talking about how many undocumented workers was crossing the border and they was taking our jobs, right? So therefore, he put all the focus in this relief fund to build a wall. And people was up there just joking around, climbing up that motherfucker. I mean, just doing whatever. You're not gonna keep undocumented citizens out of the US. They're gonna find a way. Whether it's underground or over the ground, it don't fucking matter. They're gonna find a way over here to do work. The one thing I know for a fact with that is from being in places and seeing those individuals come over here and work. There are a few, how you put it, they are a select group of individuals who are willing to do back-breaking chores. I'm talking about on the outside that most Americans wouldn't do for that wage. Because Americans, they'll be complaining to the city hall and shit, but these individuals, they're making money for their family and sending it back to them. You know what I'm saying? And they're doing back-breaking shit. I've seen it. I used to work right across from a strawberry field when I got out. I used to see a lot of Mexicans over there picking strawberries. They'll come in on an old ass school bus, and they're out there doing back-breaking work with them buckets and picking strawberries all damn day. Like, I can't even name to you when I seen them take a break and all of them was eating lunch together. I couldn't tell you, but I know they was out there picking strawberries. And then one time it was a truck spraying pesticide out there. You think they move? Man, I saw them up still out there picking strawberries while the truck was spraying down the other half. The overspray was getting on them. It didn't make a difference. So can you imagine the health problems these people got? But anyway, not to get too deep into that, I'm just saying, U.S. in debt for 28 trillion. Jeez, $28 trillion. That shit ain't going nowhere. Well, how we gonna get that shit back? Somebody please explain that to me. How we gonna get 28 trillion to zero? Who has the motherfucking button for that? Who's the CFO? Somebody ain't doing their job. I guess that's what we need to do, man. If we're gonna be a country that's in debt, we need to make sure it benefits our country. I mean, we need things built. We need new infrastructure. We need to continue to build. Well, all these damn businesses that's popping up everywhere. I mean, somebody's getting employment. I don't know who the fuck they are, but somebody's being employed. I know down here where I'm at, it's just buildings every fucking where going up. I say somebody has a job. These big ass high rises going up, somebody has a job. So when it comes to this 28 trillion, I mean, what is the alternative, man? Like, what can we do to decrease this debt? I don't know, man. They're gonna have to figure it out up in the White House for real. But y'all stopping through, man. Let me know, one or two things y'all plan on doing this week with your stem. You know what I'm saying? What y'all plan on doing with your stem? I encourage you to bless somebody. You know what I'm saying? Be a nice person. You know what I'm saying? I know it's some people that you don't like. I know it's some people that you don't like. I get it. There's some people you don't motherfucking like. But if somebody that you know out here working, getting it in, grinding for whatever reason, and you feel they deserve your time when it comes to your stimulus relief, bless them with a little something. It don't have to be a big amount. Bless them with something. That's all I'm saying. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather, I can tell you one person's not getting a stimulus, and that's Floyd Mayweather. When I saw the Honda Sport keep up with a Mustang, that ended all of the discussions for me. I ain't saying it can beat it, but it ain't blowing it out. Water that car holds is on. Let me see, but it ain't blowing it out of the water that car holds it on. Okay, I hear you. So it's basically an affordable vehicle that you can pretty much put some slight performance modifications on it to keep up with certain cars that you put up in that category. I mean, I know a lot of people look at the Dodge Challengers, the Camaros, whatever model that you choose to get, the Mustangs. I get where you're coming from. You kind of get close to it than what you afford, and then you work it from there. I get it. I mean, the one thing people seem to half step on vehicles that they're trying to get for performances, they're willing to go in there and not ask the sales rep or totally understand with themselves what's the expansion of the engine. Like, you have to really take yourself up to one of these car performances, how you put it? How you put that? Engine performance shops. And you have to really ask them about certain vehicles that you plan on purchasing, and how far can you expand the modification that you're doing. And then if you can provide that expansion as far as putting a chip in it, changing out the exhaust, putting an advanced air cooling system on it, air modification, just doing little details to it, right? What's the side effects of it? What else will you have to take care of? Because sometimes the stock suspension that's on a vehicle will not hold up, the way it's supposed to. Sometimes you have to change out the engine bearings, bushings on the engine, reinforce your engine or whatever, so it won't be vibrating and shaking all over the place. It all depends. You have to make sure you have the right tires on that. You can't sit up here and go to motherfucking Walmart and tell my, hey, what size of the used ones in the back? I see some used ones in the back. You can't do that shit, dog. Me, I've been there once. I've been there with the bikes. I used to ride Yokohamas. My Yokohama tires was like erasers. They was that motherfucking soft. I ain't worried about going into a corner at all. I went in that bitch hot, throttle back, and I ain't worried about shit else except control. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I looked at it, man. Are you planning on putting a full exhaust on that joint? You plan on putting the exhaust on there? You got to go with an exhaust. And another thing, I'm not sure how deep you into it, Deshaun, but I'll tell you this: like, sometimes you put an exhaust on the vehicle, it kind of decreases the power. You have to boost up a certain part of your engine, whatever that may be. You have to run diagnostic on it. But sometimes you put a bigger exhaust on there, it kind of decreases the performance, and people act like they fucked up their vehicle, but you didn't. You just have to modify another area of your vehicle, because when you change out you put an air box modification on there, or change the air for your car to your air intake for your car to suck in a lot more air on the takeoff, especially, and once it get going, and then change out that exhaust. If you haven't did anything else to your engine, it may not run the way that you want it to run. It ain't shit wrong with your car. It's just the fact you need to make an existing modification to it for it to kind of blend in with your exhaust mod and your air mod. Brotherhood said, I honestly think the U.S. will collapse before it even pays the debt. Yeah. I believe that. I mean, how can we get what's going to happen? How the fuck we going to get 28 trillion paid off? How? I don't get it. It's no way that I can come up with anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the plan without the citizens suffering? You can't put all that weight on us to help that debt get paid. We can't do it. Let's get Mayweather, Oprah, Drake, Dr. Dre on the line. They can pay that off. Man, please, them black people ain't gonna put their money to something that's not going to bring them a residual. They're all about business that they don't work to build that brings them residual income as we know it. Shit, they make money in their sleep. They make money in their sleep. Not the type of money that just hit the account while we were sleeping last night. Not the stimulus money. They making money in their sleep throughout the day in their sleep. Wake up, go to bed. It ain't fucking matter, dog. I heard Congress and Joe Biden is thinking about forced stimulus. Hey, they can think about it all they want. I want that shit to go into motherfucking execution. And keeping it like this, I think it's cool. If they keep it like this for the kids, the somewhat, level out monetarily with the parents and adults, that'd be great. Just don't, give adults, knock it back down to the adults get 700, 600, whatever. And then the kids 200. And no, the economy is still fucked up. So the next one, I'm assuming is going to be damn near close to the holidays this year if it comes out. So that in itself will say that the money is going to be set to go back into the economy. So, it can boost that up and it'll be close to the holiday season. Now, the one thing that they can do with that to make it even better is increase the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Increase the numbers for both the kids and the adults. I got 3 cousins that's all mechanics and stay at the racetracks with the mod cars. At first, they told me, if you don't need a charger, get that Accord. We'll get it right for you. Okay, that's what it is then. There you go. There you go. Good to have family know how to mod, know how to fix on vehicles. Cool. That's what it is. What's going on, everyone, man? I want to hear what y'all got to do with this stimulus, man. I put my Cash App up there. I'm waiting on somebody to bless World Combat Sports. I got work to do. I got a huge itinerary, a congested itinerary coming up. Let me see. What's this right here? Okay. Hope everybody's feeling damn good, because I know the restaurants are going to be motherfucking. The restaurants is going to be booming Wednesday, Thursday. I know it. That shit's going to be on a whole nother level. I might just stop in for lunch or something down in some of the spots. I know it's going to be nice. The waitress is going to be up there with a smile on their face. They can be like, I know I'm giving me some good tips today, shawty. People coming in here, spirits different. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking spirit different. Enemies becoming friends. You know what I'm saying? Shit. People on a whole nother level right now with this money they saw in their account. People are changing up on you. People you used to communicate with, you know what I'm saying? They owed you money. You up there calling their phone for the last 3 days. They like, shit. Going straight to voicemail. They're going to pick up the phone about a week later and be like, man, I saw that you called, man. My bad. Damn, my phone was fucked up, though. I had to go in here and goddamn try to see what was going on with my phone. Shit. What you want anyway? What did you want? What you need? I want my money. That's what I need. Oh, man, I had to take care of some shit with that, dog. I had to pay all that on bills. Motherfuckers gonna be lying like a man. They gonna be lying, and lying. Real talk. Real talk. What y'all plan on doing this week, man? Hump day. It's a different type of hump day for sure. The stimulus for a lot of us is here. That shit hit. While you were sleeping in the AM, the stimulus has hit your account. Know that shit. They still trying to teach me because They're car heads. I'm a city boy. Why I'm trying to get that car and learn the same thing about mods. Say it again. The restaurant's gonna be packed. What you think? I picked the day to get a car. Just know if you put modifications on a vehicle, you have to be able to look at it in this perspective. Like, even though you consider it you modifying your engine, you're not tearing up your car, but really it's gonna start, demanding more of your car over time. So you just need to make sure that you have the set aside money to fix it. Like for me, for instance, when I was running bikes, I need to understand that I need to get my fork seals checked all the time. Even though I wasn't a wheelie person, I did ride turns a lot. So when you're riding the turns, your bike sit. You know what I'm saying? It sits down in the turn, and that's fluctuation in your front and rear suspension. You know what I'm saying? Um, you have to make sure you have the funds to change out your lines. A lot of people don't change out their lines, and they just go every day, and then not get maximized performance on their lines. You change out your stock lines to aftermarket lines. You have to make sure you maintenance them joints, man. You know what I'm saying? For better airflow, for better coolant, all that shit. You just have to make sure you check it every now and then. You gotta take care of it. That's gonna become your freaking baby for real. And changing out the brakes. You want to be able to stop. That's one thing about a vehicle. When you start putting speed, start checking up under the hood and modifying, you need to make sure you have those brakes. Invest the money for those high-end brake calipers too. That's going to be expensive. Exhaust systems, high-end brake calipers, high performance brake calipers, and then of course the tires. I mean, all that shit already. I'm pretty sure you goddamn, sitting up there with a calculator deducting all that shit off your stimulus. But just know that I told you, you got to have that set aside, you know, funds over here on a day that shit break on the ride, man. You got to have that shit fixed. But it's good, man. I know it's a lot more happier people, with this motherfucking relief. What y'all gonna do with y'all relief, shouty? For real, what is gonna be? People gonna be out buying shit that they know damn well they don't need right now. I think the clubs understand, especially the strip clubs down here in the South. I know the women are understanding the magnitude of Wednesday. God damn it, Friday is gonna be jumping. It's unfortunate for some. Their stimulus check is gonna be on the damn ground over in the strip club. Seriously, they're gonna give it to some female for real, easy. They're gonna run through a cool 500 easy. They're gonna they're gonna basically subtract the deductions, and they're just gonna go off what they have left. Okay, I'm good. I'm just gonna take 500 out of here. Let me see. That's gonna lead that. So 900. The motherfuckers gonna be doing deductions. Believe that shit. They're gonna take 500 out. Go to the strip club, pay to get in, blow 3 of it. Then the other 2 that's gonna be bought on the outfit. They're gonna go ahead and buy a new outfit and shit, buy some new kicks. For real, Charlie. That's the way it goes. I know ain't nobody gonna tell me they're about to go buy some motherfucking boxing tickets. Stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? People up here talking about, man, I'm about to go buy some damn UFC tickets, man. I'm gonna buy them ahead of time, bro. I'm just gonna be proactive with my money. But you're gonna have some fighters, they have to buy some boxing gear. They're gonna go get some boxing shoes, which is good. They're gonna go ahead and get them some new boxing gloves with some shit. Get them a new bag or whatever. That's what it is, man. A lot of these fighters are gonna have to go purchase shit that they need. Real talk. That's good. That's real good. Okay, it's snowing over there for sure. It ain't. We didn't get no snow down this motherfucker. None. It's cool to every now and then see it. It's cool every now and then to see it, but damn, it's been a minute. I ain't gonna lie. We about to jump in the summertime easy. That's where the weather's at right now. We about to jump in the summertime. I know spring, the only fucked up thing about spring, man, this motherfucking pollen count be crazy. But besides that, man, we ready to throw them shorts on. Throw them shorts. You know, them short sets are on the rack already. You know what I'm saying? It was just motherfucking cold. And that shit was on clearance. Now they back on the rack. The new edition them rolled in. That shit crazy how that works. That shit was just on the clearance rack. They was selling damn winter shit. And now damn shorts come back on. New editions arriving and all that. I'm goddamn curious though. Let me look over here. So we do have some fights coming up, man, that everybody's talking about. Brotherhood, what's your take on that Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury situation? That they pretty much pushing that they signed a 2-fight deal, and Deontay Wilder is going to take step aside money. What's your take on that? Do you think it's validated, it's official, or it's just something that's media banter that's out here, for people to just chew on for a little bit longer until this shit gets straightened out? Because Tyson Fury was on here not too long ago just talking about the same shit, that he was frustrated. Now all of a sudden they signed a 2-fight deal, and people running around here like all the stars have aligned, and we're gonna get the undisputed heavyweight title, championship. We haven't heard anything official. We haven't seen any paperwork. We haven't seen BoxRec put a date up there yet. The only thing we know is they up there talking about the first fight going to be 50-50, and the winner of that fight, the next fight will be 60-40. So if that's the case, I'm curious to know where all the sources at. That's what I need to know. Hearn said this shit's gonna be $200 million fight. I wonder where you're gonna get those funds at. It ain't gonna be stimulus, goddammit. I don't believe that the fight is signed. They've been flip-flopping way too much on that fight. I look at it like this, man. Just the fact that ESPN picked this shit up. Max Kellerman's been speaking heavy on it. So I'm like, okay, ESPN finally decided to talk up on it. Why? Because Max himself, he didn't provide, a validated source to reference. And their platform reached millions. You know what I'm saying? So he was just basically saying that more so in an assuming way that Deontay Wilder will take step aside money. But he didn't provide any sources. He's just pretty much trying to say to who he's spoken to. Okay, if he's spoken to someone, either he's telling the truth or he's lying. I would have rather him just provided us much more solid references as to this step aside money, where the fight actually is going to be, when it's going to take place. I didn't get any more from ESPN. The one thing I demand out of ESPN when they speak to us and let the public know is that their sources is more official, certified, validated, rather than just going off something Edward Hearn has put out to the people, and that the UK media is bringing out here. You know, I expect them to be a step higher than that. And speaking of sources over here, so they won't have to talk in circles. I'd rather Max Kellerman tell us, well, from who I talked to on Team Wild, I spoke to this person right here, and they assured me that yes, this and this is going to happen. But that wasn't the case with Max Kellerman. So I really don't know why ESPN even thought to take the lead to entertain this just yet. You know what I'm saying? I just expect more from them. Like, give us something. Like, when is the fight going to be made? What's the fight date? It's no fight date. That means it's still shit pending. Wilder definitely got something to do with that fight not happening. Fury went from saying he would never fight Wilder again. Now he's saying he might have to fight Wilder next. See, that's what I'm talking about. He just came out talking about he might fight Wilder next, but then they come up here and throw a motherfucking lampshade on that light that he was talking about, as if he never even said it. You know, he the one that was saying he'll never fight Wilder again. He's done. And then he comes on here and said, well, I may fight Wilder next. You know what I'm saying? That may be it. You never know. You know, with Fury, man, this motherfucker can lie to you with a straight face. So it's hard to kind of gauge where he going with this. Is he playing around with the public like he always do? Or is he serious about this shit? Either way, I think he's serious about telling the truth and serious about lying. He wants people to continue to support him, but then he feels that he can get support too by being a villain and lying to the public. So which one is it going to be? You gonna fight Wilder or you're not? You know, I never want to hear, Deontay Wilder coming out here and taking step aside money for 7 to 10 million. Nah, that's small change for a fight of that magnitude. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, I ain't trying to hear that. And I know he want more than that out of boxing and this retribution. He want more than that. He want more than money. We'll see what's popping though. Next week he's going to be doing commentary for the fight. If you let Hearns tell it. Yeah, Hearns always down, just blowing helium in these numbers. Whenever numbers involved, Hearns standing next to a helium machine and just motherfucking inserting them balloons. He just blow them motherfuckers up and want people to listen to everything he say when it come to money, bro. That's what he does. Just like he was up here talking about Anthony Joshua was $100 million man now. When Forbes came out and said his net worth was like 47 million. Edward Hearns up here saying, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. They're way off with that. No, they're spot on, man. I think they're spot on. Real talk. Because none of us truly knows Anthony Joshua's net worth. I mean, you can tell us all day long he's making this, he's making that, but we never know what his true network is. They always talk about, oh, Anthony Joshua, he's set to make 80 million. We and then we hear fighter owes people. We don't know the truth. We don't know the solid price points and what he's making. I think Forrest was right on. Just because you fought in Saudi Arabia, man, don't be blowing the numbers up. Andy Ruiz is gonna go over there and make what, 8, 9, whatever. All of a sudden, you telling me Joshua is a challenger. Andy Ruiz go in there and make below 10 million, and Joshua goes over here. He's making 60, 70 million. That's just crazy. That don't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me at all, man. I think the announcement was damage control for Fury, saying things about the fight in the media. They need to control. They need to control him, man, so he can shut up. It might have been, man. You know what I'm saying? But who has control over Fury, man? That's my question. Who has control over him and censoring him? Who's gonna censor Fury? Nobody. He's gonna get up here and talk his shit, and people gonna damn cling on to it like it's scripture. He can get out here and say all this shit, and they're gonna cling on to it like it's scripture. Believe that. I'm just waiting for the heavyweight division to kind of come back down to civilization a little bit. It's been chaotic for a while, ever since last year. It's been chaotic for real. We need to know what's going to happen after this February 22nd fight. We're a little past a year right now from Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury fighting at the MGM Grand, so we need to know what's next. I'm not rushing none of them, but I'm just saying, like, it'll be good to know if we're going to be able to get 2 fights this year. I think something's going to be coming out real soon because these fighters need to get paid. They want to get paid. I can care less about what Tyson Fury gets, but I'm just saying they want to get paid this year. So we're just waiting on the outcome, man. That's all we need to know. We need to know what's going to happen from this adjudication. If they're going to rule in favor of Wilder or Fury. And then if it's not in favor of Fury, either you fight Wilder, you come off the motherfucking belt, or you can go over there and do the same shit you want to do. You can go over there and fight Joshua for those titles. And it's not going to be the same because, the WBC is not going to be there, but go ahead and do that because I'm tired of talking about it. I just want to see a fight. I really want to see, Deontay Wilder fight for his belt in the trilogy against Fury. I really do. Frank Warren is pissed about the deal being leaked. Yeah, man. Eddie Hearn say he wasn't responsible for that, though. You know what I'm saying, brotherhood? He say he wasn't responsible for that shit being leaked. Eddie Hearn's not going to tell you the whole truth. He going to tell you some of the truth. But Eddie Hearn, man. He's leaked shit in the past, man. He's not going to be truthful about it. And what was Frank Warren thinking anyway? You actually believe you're going to be in a room or on the phone conference call with these people, and Eddie Hearn is one that's on the lifeline, and he's listening, and they say, hey, we're not going to leak any of this information unless it's a joint team effort, okay? And then before you know it, the news is already out there. Come on, man. I can almost assume that Eddie Hearns might have told somebody to say, hey, go ahead and leak it. We need to get this brewing. Fuck what Warren's talking about. We need to get this information out there. I heard Sor Rungvisai. He said he's not going to step aside for a motherfucking Estrada Gonzalez damn trilogy. He said, I ain't going to step aside for nothing. Shit. He said Estrada defeated me once, and I defeated him once. I want the trilogy, goddammit. I'm not gonna step aside so they can have a trilogy. I'm not gonna do it. I want my time back on stage too. I don't blame him, man. I do believe Chocolatito to a point should have won that fight, but then when it turns over that grimy side of boxing, corruption does still exist. It shows you that 117, 111. I mean, that man was obviously Elena's Bird assistant. He was motherfucking fudging numbers, being biased as fuck. Inflating his scorecard to favor Juan Estrada. It was just fucked up all the way around. It's no way that shit was 117-11 in favor of Estrada. It's no way. But that's boxing, though. Then I'm hearing some shit about Oscar Valdez and Vasil Lomachenko. But then I say, okay, how do I supposed to take that serious? And when they saying Devin Haney, um, maybe trying to fight Vasil Lomachenko. So to me, I look at more so my interest being on Vasil Lomachenko dropping down to 130 and getting a fight with Oscar Valdez. It'll be good for Oscar Valdez's resume, of course, to have Vasil Lomachenko. But then again, it'll be good for Devin Haney's resume too, if he can fight him at 135, which it seems not to be. A lot of people say it's not Vasil Lomachenko's strongest division, but yet he was only one belt away from unifying this whole division. So I don't put too much credibility to it, to be honest. I don't believe that shit because he was just one belt off from unifying the lightweight division. All he needed was the IBF. That's it. He needed the IBF. That's it. That's all he needed. So he's legitimate lightweight. So for him to drop down and fight Oscar Valdez after coming off that fight with Miguel Burchell, I think it'll be very good for him to grab hold of that momentum. People will tune into that fight, and plus Lomachenko coming off, his first fight back since losing to Teofimo Lopez. This is something he might need to get the groove back. You know what I'm saying? Get back in the groove of boxing. Hell yeah, go there and fight a big name right now. That's damn, that's shining. That's ringing bells in the boxing media. That's Oscar Valdez. Real talk. Go get that. Go get that. But once again, let's add another name, Shakur Stevenson, man. Shakur Stevenson, I don't know where he's going to fall into all this. He was hoping to get one of those big names, but not yet. It's gonna be very, very interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you. Oscar Valdez fight, whoever he selects, Lomachenko, whoever he selects, Devin Haney or Oscar Valdez, who will be a bigger fight for Vasil Lomachenko? I think probably more fans will come out and see him and Oscar Valdez, if anything, than him and Devin Haney. But I'm not saying it won't sell. That fight with Haney will sell if that's the case. It will sell. Let me go through some of these daily articles right quick, people. Just wanted to drop on here early this morning for stimulus relief, chit chatter, some banter. I know people headed to work and all that. Hope you have a wonderful day, being that your stimulus check is in your account, resting before you withdraw all that shit. George Foreman said, I just cannot see Joshua beating Tyson Fury. This is an article of Boxing Scene. So George Foreman is speaking again. So it said Foreman, 72 years old, and the oldest man to ever win. Hold on for a second. Let me do something. Okay. The oldest man ever to win a heavyweight crown believes Fury will have too much for the younger Joshua to handle. That boy Tyson Fury, you're going to have to bring everything you got to beat him. And I'm going to be honest with you, I just cannot see Joshua beat him. But I sure would buy some tickets to see what would happen. I'm that curious about it, Foreman told IFL TV. But that's Tyson's, man. That's Tyson Fury, man. Woo, Fury. I mean, how did he get the name? Fury has been out the ring since February 2020 when he stopped Deontay Wilder in the seventh round. And I'm reading the article of their rematch to capture the WBC title. After suffering his first career loss, Wilder made several sensational claims regarding the reasons behind the outcome, including his ring walk, costume being heavy, Fury loaded gloves and weights, and accusing former assistant trainer Mark Breeden of possibly spiking the bottle of water. Foreman found himself in the same position, making sensational claims of his own when he lost to the great Muhammad Ali. I lost to Muhammad Ali in Africa all those years back. The ropes were loose. Someone put something in my water. It was too early in the morning. Oh, the excuse went on. Foreman said, "You got to have an excuse when you lose, especially when you're undefeated. You just can't say I lost. You can't say that, and that's the gravity that's putting yourself solidly down to make an excellent comeback." Well, we'll see. Well, I think Deontay Wilder's situation is a lot different than George Foreman. George Foreman, he had a semi breakdown. He just felt like he was a better fighter, the stronger fighter. I mean, he's a different dude back then, man. Deontay Wilder didn't leave the sport for 10 years. Seriously. I believe a portion of what George Foreman is talking about. Why wouldn't I? There's a lot of shit that went on in boxing back then. But people frown upon it, but they don't want to look at what George Foreman did back then as being truthful. I don't think George Foreman is just saying he was making excuses because he lost. He probably did feel those things. You know what I'm saying? He's a boxer. Just if Fury attacks like he did with Wilder, Joshua takes him out easily. Baby Hay is saying if Fury attacks like he did Wilder, Joshua takes him out easy. And people need to understand it's boxing. So when it comes down to the sweet science, every game plan is different because every style isn't the same. Boxing has never been a sport with a template. That's why you have certain people that may lose to someone and then come back and beat them because styles make fights, and it's a sweet science. Of course, I don't see. Look, not too many people can have the style like Mike Tyson and have success. Let's be honest. All right, you just can't have that runway style. Boom, straightforward. And I'm gonna give you a little shake a bake here, head movement, and you need to watch out for this lightning with the thunder. Everybody can't have that style like Tyson did, moving forward and pressuring the opponent and keep on coming. Everybody can't have that style like Isaac Cruz, the way he keeps on walking forward, walking forward. I don't know how long his career is gonna last with that style. Isaac Cruz, type of fighter, very aggressive. It's gonna take someone to have the right countering ability with the right power, the right level of power to be able to counter um Isaac Cruz and have the proper defense not to be caught by the counter shots he's going to give back because he was. I mean, I can't count how many power shots he missed trying to knock out Romero. But the one plus I can give him as far as his gas though, he was running on diesel. Dude wasn't even getting tired. He was just, man, he was sitting down heavy on those shots. And you think he was going to damn start fatiguing? The one that was fatiguing is Romero. He was fighting off the back foot. Then it got to a point later on in the fight from mid to late rounds. He became a little bit more stationary where he just had to, shoe shine out the pocket. You know, pop a jab or two here. sent some punch combinations down range, but also he got tagged with some. So I'm not sure. Styles is definitely going to make fights with a fighter like Isaac Cruz, because in my opinion, he does have that style like Mike Tyson without the head movement. He has his hands up, and he would damn try to destroy you, just like he did Diego Magdalene, punch and try to destroy your ass, try to take your head off and knock that shit into the nosebleeds. So basically, let me pull this up. So you have the UFC Apex going on this weekend, but one of the bigger cards is going to be March 27th, leading up to um, UFC 261. But the one that's going down March 27th is the rematch between heavyweight Stipe Miocic, who's 20-3, and Francis Ngannou, who's 15-3. Francis Ngannou gets to step back in the cage once again for a rematch because he lost his first one against Stipe Miocic, and now he gets to return to redeem himself. On the co-main event, you have Alexander Volkanovski, who's a featherweight world champion, who's fighting Brian Ortega. Brian Ortega gets his damn championship shot. You know, I mean, he was blasted by Max Bless Holloway before. Left the sport for damn near a year. Had to get himself together. But Volkanovski is going to be very tough for Brian Ortega. I mean, if it's standing to a striking game, it doesn't matter how patient and distance gauging and composed Brian Ortega is. Alexander Volkanovski, you're going to have to make him a bit more uncomfortable than standing on his feet trading shots. Tit for tat. Brian Ortega going to have to be smart. He's going to have to put a little bit more pressure on Volkanovski and get in close to try to use his BJJ, because he is trained. He is Gracie trained when it comes to BJJ for sure. And then, former welterweight champion Tyrone Woodley. He's back in there against Vicente Luque. Both these guys are trying to get their career back on track. But that's just the card that's happening next week. It's good to see Sugar Sean O'Malley back in there against Thomas Almeida. Man, that's going to be a damn good fight right there. I hope O'Malley's healthy. O'Malley's turning into the Dominique Cruz of bantamweight for real. Every time he turns around, he's injured. So we'll see how that works, man. We'll see how that shit works right there. I'm serious. I mean, that's a damn good card. That's a damn good card. I'm not taking away Derek Brunson and Kevin Holland. I'm not taking away that shit. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But the biggest card that people are talking about right now, including myself, that I will do a breakdown later on because it's still out. I'm saying it's still out there on the horizon. It's one of the biggest cards of this year. Again, all right. But this one should be one of the biggest cards because the last main event, to be honest, the last main event for the UFC, um, I look at it like, what do I have to say about that? You know, you had Israel Adesanya trying to be great to move up to fight Juan Blachowicz, the light heavyweight champion, and Israel Adesanya was the is the reigning defending middleweight champion. He thought he was moving up there and to be great and can basically come in there and not pick up too much muscle and fast track himself up to a big body like Juan Blachowicz, and it worked out to his detriment. You know, the top pressure from Juan Blachowicz was just too much, and once he took Izzy down, he really didn't have any type of answer for that top pressure from that weight. How strong Juan Blachowicz was. So this next main event right here, it's going to be equal. It's not going to be someone moving up. It's going to be pretty much leveled out on all three championship fights. We have the current reigning defending champion, welterweight division, Kamaru Usman. He's facing Jorge Masvidal. It's Masvidal's moment. Real talk. It's now or never. Masvidal is stepping up. It's now or never. He has to get this championship on this fight. He has to get his championship. He's never been a UFC champion. Never. In the co-main event, you have Valentina Shevchenko against Jessica Andrade. Yeah, I'm definitely, going to speak on this in depth, not on this live because this live was just for stimulus relief, to be honest. Wally Zhang, the Chinese world champion that's in the UFC, the first Chinese world champion. She's stepping there against Rose Namajunas. I look forward to basically breaking down this preview, especially on the three championship fights on the main card. Some solid names right there, y'all. Wiley Zhang versus Rose Namajunas. Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Andrade. And then Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal. The shit is going to be absolutely electric. I'm telling you, like, when you look at those three championship fights, there's no one moving up, down, none of that shit. They're all contending in the same division. That shit is fire. Fire. Fire, fire, fire. Then you have Anthony Smith and Jim Crute. The only thing I can say about this is, at one point in time, I thought Anthony Smith had an opportunity to be world champion. What I do respect about Anthony Smith was in the AM that broke into his home and he actually got into a physical altercation with him. Could have lost his life. Seriously, he could have lost his life that night. He should have just got damn squeezed off. Period. Blew down on that motherfucker. Don't just sit up here and be stupid. You're a mixed martial artist. You go fight hand to hand on a dude. He could have stabbed you. Did anything. Took your eye out. Whatever. But anyway, what I respect about Anthony Smith is the fact that he was in a fight with John Jones, and John Jones pretty much delivered an illegal knee. And instead of Anthony Smith staying on the canvas and putting all those theatrics in there and moving his head side to side, blinking, oh my God, oh, I'm hurting. He stood up and shook it off, man, and took his 5 minutes, shook it off, and then he fought on. Now, he could have became world champion right then. Seriously. He could have became world champion. John Jones would have been DQ once again because the only blemish on John Jones' record is when he defeated Matt Hamill with an illegal, I'm saying. So this would have been an illegal knee. So it would have been another so-called blemish on John Jones' record due to disqualification. But I respect Anthony Smith for standing up and continuing to fight on, which he ended up losing a decision. But I have to hold off on this preview because it's a backstory. It's a nice backstory to all of it, especially the three championship fights. It's a backstory to all of this. Very nice, very nice. I like it. The matchmakers of the UFC, man, are amazing. I'm not gonna lie, they're amazing. For real. Raider, what's good with you? LA Boxing in the building. Salute. What's good? But I was just pulling up, man. Showing some love to the stimulus recipients. I was just speaking, and showing love to the stimulus recipients. Make sure you show some kindness towards somebody that you think that should need it. It will always work out. Don't matter what they got in the mail. Don't matter what they got in their account. If you can, okay, cool, do it. That's all I'm saying. But man, that's what it is, man. I'm about to let me check one other thing though. Let me check one other area before I go. Let's see. No, I ain't gonna speak on that. Oop. Was gonna talk on this ESPN pound for pound list, but I'll save it for another day. Yes, indeed. Hey, but Pete Davenport say, my good brother, what time you start? I have you subscribe and never get the notification, man. Y'all definitely have to make sure you hit the bell icon, because somehow, some way, man, YouTube, they have their algorithm, man. It's a little bit shaky sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it gets a little bit crazy sometimes with people not receiving notifications. To be honest, I'm just being, I don't know what to tell you really, except hit the bell again or whatever. I don't know what to tell you, because I hear other channels complaining about the same thing. Seriously. Oh, brotherhood, you know what it is, man. It's all good, bro. It's all good. But man, y'all take it easy, man. Enjoy y'all freaking day, man. Don't do nothing crazy and everything. Don't spend it all at once. Remember, blessings upon blessings. Salute.